Guys, we just realized that we have spent so much time preparing this awesome experience for you guys next week that we've kind of dropped off of social media.
Yeah. We dropped all the holiday balls.
So yeah, we dropped all the holiday balls. There you go.
All the holiday balls.
So we thought we'd come live here with you guys so that we can kind of explain to you what we are doing next week, because we are stupid excited about it. We have been just literally balls to the walls getting prepared for Christmas balls.
Christmas balls
to the walls, getting prepared. Hello, everyone on Instagram.
Hi, you guys.
So much.
Happy Catterday.
Yes, happy Catterday. We are very excited for this coming week. We have an amazing lineup, and we want to kind of explain.
Yes.
Because when we're live, we can explain it a lot better than in a video to you guys as to what is actually happening. Who is going to be
joining us?
The
headliners. You guys. I have to say this. I know that there's so many people in our community that are already feeding fresh. They're already aware of like how important diet is. They share their tips and tricks with us, and it's such an amazing thing. But this is for everybody that is kind of on the fence or wants to know more or wants to know how they can do. We are so floored all the time by so many people that reach out and say, "Oh, my cat is going through A, B, or C, and I'm feeding them this." And while we can say, supplements or this or that, food is so foundational, and we are so excited to literally just only talk about the power of fresh food.
Yes. And guys, we learned this early on, but we learned this in the pet health industry. And if you guys didn't know, there is an actual pet health industry, a natural pet health, a holistic pet health is called a lot of different things. We just call it the pet health industry.
But it's different than just the cat community.
But it's a little different from like, you've got the dog community, you got the cat community, you got the whatever communities. But the pet health community has taught us so much. And so you guys, we are bringing on next week to speak with you guys every evening, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. These are not just like a game, as we've called them. They're not just the experts, but these guys are our mentors. They are literally the people. You have never seen them before on our pages. We're like, they're brand new, other than Dr. Katie Woodley, but she's just our resident hero. But these people have been teaching us for. Oh, Dr. JD Morgan was on once. Yeah. Yes, we got lucky. So we've had the veterinarians, but the other experts, you may not know who they are, but you will be flabbergasted. You will go down a rabbit hole once these beautiful people, our mentors, speak to you guys, and you learn so much from them. It will be mind-boggling. You will be so excited. So I just want to kind of go over here on YouTube, and hello, Anita and Pam.
Hi, you guys.
Over here on Facebook and YouTube,
platforms and lineup.
Yeah. We're going to give you the whole rundown here. Oh, here's how I do it. Okay. So here's the rundown for next week. If you guys are on Instagram, you guys can see this in our stories. I just posted it a couple hours ago. Yes. So we start off on Monday morning, and we're kicking it off on TikTok. And by morning, I mean afternoon. It's at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So we're kicking it off on TikTok because it's the only one that we're actually going to do on TikTok for the whole week. We love TikTok. We have our biggest following on TikTok, but it is kind of hard to do interviews on TikTok. So what we're doing is we're bringing you guys none other than BK Pets. And if you don't know BK Pets is, you need to go follow them here on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. They are killing it. On TikTok, I would like to say they're probably the number one most followed page on TikTok for pet health in the pet health community, right? They have really 1.5 million followers, and that's how much the power of they primarily speak to about dogs, but they also speak about cats. Yes. But they have the biggest following on TikTok, and we're going to go live with them for an interview to basically go over every topic of the entire week. So if you guys are off on Monday afternoons and you are like, a TikTok freak, like you just want to be on TikTok and you don't want to catch anything else, any of the really, really, really cool speakers that we have all evening, you can come and get a brief overview of the entire week on TikTok at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, and it's going to be every day. It's going to be 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m. And I'm speaking Pacific time. So on
specifically Pacific. Say that
now,
times.
Monday night, we're kicking it off really, really big with a bang. So we're bringing on the most influential pet health junkie, pet health content creator,
citizen scientist,
and New York Times #1 best-selling author of a book that he wrote after traveling the entire world and interviewing scientists on on longevity in pets, right? And specifically in dogs. But he got so much information. He and Dr. Karen Becker got so much information traveling the world from these scientists around cats that we're also going to be kicking off a petition that they started on 2 years ago to get enough signatures for them to actually write the Forever Cat. It's their publishers that are saying cat people don't want books. Cat people won't buy a book. We can't write that.
And Dr. Becker and Rodney said, yes, they do. They want this book. They're reaching out to us all the time. The publisher said, fine, we'll give you a petition. We need 5,000 signatures.
And they have together over 7 million followers on Facebook alone.
Yes.
And they could not get 5,000 cat parents to sign it. So we are going to do that. We are going to get those signatures this week. From you guys. You'll see it. It will be posted in the description on Facebook and YouTube through all of these interviews this week.
And once you meet Rodney Habib, and I think that it is going to be absolutely revolutionary because so many people, here's the problem with cats, and it's a beautiful problem. It's not beautiful. Cats are so stoic. So often us cat parents, and this is part of our journey, we don't know something's wrong until it is really wrong.
Right.
And so many of us learn late the power of proactive care. And something that Rodney is going to share with all of us is the why. This is so important to look at. Now, we have a cat that they're 12 years old and they're still acting like a kitten. That's fine, whatever. And I think we've all been in a situation where then it's good until it is so not good. And we are asking ourselves so many questions.
And he too was in this situation. And that's how, with his own cat, which is how his whole journey got started. And he'll tell us a little bit about that. We're going to talk about longevity in cats and why fresh food matters in the longevity course with our cats. Now, on Tuesday, at 1 p.m. Pacific time, right here on Instagram, we're going to be going live with none other than Viva Raw, which is just, so during the week, we're going to be giving you guys little options for companies that we love and that we use and that we feed with our cats. They seem like kittens sometimes.
Annie's
like
still kind
rotten
of
little kittens. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. But we're going to go live with Viva Raw to give you guys an option for a raw food. And not all fresh food is raw food. So we're not like, you have to feed raw, and you guys will find that out this week. So one of the options. Yes. Elk. Yes. Elk is their Christmas or their holiday special, which our cats are loving. Now, at 5 p.m., again on YouTube and Facebook, we are going to be bringing to you guys Dr. Judy Morgan to discuss. And Dr. Judy Morgan is one of the most award-winning veterinarians in the entire world.
Also a best-selling author.
Also, I mean, just everything. She's got
food therapist. It is just incredible.
Certified through food therapist. So she is going to be coming to us and telling and helping debunk or ease the fears that we have around feeding our cats a different diet, right? Other than what our veterinarians say, she's going to be answering the questions of, but what if my cat has to be on a special diet or a prescription diet? She's going to be answering the questions of, what if my cat gets salmonella or E. coli or parasites by feeding a raw food? She is going to debunk or help us all ease the anxiety around feeding our cats a fresh food diet. And there's nobody better to do this than Dr. Judy Morgan. She literally knows You know what I'm saying?
She's even going to be talking about immunocompromised cats because so many people will say, my cat is really struggling. They're wasting away. They have all these issues going on. How do you deal with immunocompromised kitties? FELV, FIV. It is really
cancer.
Gonna be, yes, it's really going to be mind blowing.
Yep.
I love this. Marie McDonald over here on Facebook said, I signed the petition for the cat book. And his Planet Paws is 5 minutes from me. I'm so happy you're doing this.
Oh, how exciting.
We are so excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm jealous, Marie. I want to go to Planet. So Planet Paws, but going back to Monday with Rodney Habib, Planet Paws is the most followed pet health page on Facebook with over 4 million followers. And they speak specifically about pet health, everything that we're going to be talking about tonight, plus more, which we'll get into more in another week, but this week is all about fresh feeding. So on Wednesday, guys, it is going to be, we are going to go live at 1 p.m. on Instagram with Smalls, which is another option for fresh feeding, but is not a raw and is not a kibble and is not a wet food or a canned food. It is a gently cooked option. And they're going to be telling you guys just briefly about their food and what options that you have to start. And we always see Smalls as a really great transition, right? So that we can go from if we're feeding kibble and then maybe we go to canned. And then maybe we are ready to take a step forward and go a little bit fresh. Then we can go to Smalls before moving on to a more raw food diet, right? At 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday night, we are going to be speaking with none other than Susan Thixton. And if you guys don't know who Susan Thixton is and The List, if you've never heard of The List when it comes to pet food, you're going to learn all about it. So Susan Thixton is the number one pet consumer advocate. She is the voice for us as cat parents and other people as dog parents, as pet parents. Yeah. She is the voice for us. She goes to the AFCO meeting. She has sat on the board for years and years and years trying to advocate for transparency in pet food. So that we as pet parents can make informed decisions when feeding our cats and dogs, right? Because when it comes to our cat food, guys, what you see on interpreting the ingredient list is really hard. And the marketing that is on the bag or the can of pet food is not regulated. So we are able to be easily deceived as cat parents when it comes to choosing the right food. And as veterinarians, easily deceived as veterinarians as to what is actually going into the pet food that they are recommending or that we are buying off the shelf, right?
Susan Thixton's really going to be so valuable for every pet parent everywhere because she literally helps us know how to be informed, what to look for, all of that stuff. I really feel like it's going to be.
And each year she does a deep dive and literally spends morning to night.
She'll tell us all about
studying, researching, interviewing, and deep diving into the ingredients in the different pet food companies that are out there. And she comes up with The List. And The List was just yesterday was just released for 2024. And we're going to be talking to her about that list and about the different options that we have, because we oftentimes think that it's just a raw food that we can feed. And that sometimes makes us all say, no, I'm not doing that, just because of the fears around it, right? Which we're going to address today before. But on Wednesday, we're going to address the different options that we have, because there's lots of different options when it comes to feeding your cats a better diet, to feeding them better ingredients, to feeding them a fresh food diet. And Susan Thixton is going to come live with us and tell us all about that. Now on Thursday.
Wow. Look at Mary just said Viva Raw is
now on the list.
Yes, well done. Now, real quick, before we go, on YouTube, Melanie, I just wanted to say, I see your comment. She said, I went to the vet, my cat has IBD, but the meds don't help. She throws up after eating all the time.
Melanie, reach out to us. Yes, shoot us or a text message, a DM or a text message. And we're on all the different platforms. Facebook and Instagram are where you can get us on DMs, but our text message, we check all the time. And that's 702-466-1150. It's also in our bio. So you can find it, or on all of our bios everywhere. So you can get our text message. We have recently done a clinical trial with an IBD and gut restore kit, and we can help guide you. We have lots of great information, Melanie, to help your kitty. And we know what works when it comes to this now, because it's been studied, it's been tested. So
I'm glad you
reach out to us.
I'm glad you like my note.
Yes.
And that you're liking the free eggs.
And on Thursday, guys, at 1 p.m., we're going to go live with Simple Food Project. And Simple Food Project is owned and formulated by Dr. Chris Besson. So Dr. Chris Besson is coming on with us on Instagram at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And she is going to be discussing the freeze-dried option, which is, in my opinion, while it might be a bit more expensive than the cheaper kibble, it is a fantastic alternative to feeding kibble. So, if you're like on the rush, you're a busy person, we get it. We are too. And it's like, I'm not going to be home enough to feed my cat the wet food meals and my cats. And I have multiple cats, and freeze-dried is a great alternative. That's the same type of texture as kibble, but isn't it isn't full of the carbohydrates and starches and all of those things. So, and it also has a longer shelf life like kibble, not as long of a shelf life, but a long shelf life. Now, Thursday night,
you guys.
Thursday night, guys, we're going to be speaking with National Pet Food Formulator, International Pet Food Formulator, Natural Pet Food Formulator. She is one that actually formulates these pet foods around the globe, in the UK, in the US. She is behind the scenes formulating for these companies that want a complete and balanced, really good diet to create for pet food consumers like us. She is the one behind the scenes that formulates them, and she is coming live with us to give you guys other options if you're on a budget. And that's the biggest excuse, right? Because us as cat parents, we're like, cats are like potato chips, right? Like, we're pussy magnets. Like, the cats just keep coming to us, right? And so once you pop, you can't stop. You just end up with multiple cats, and then feeding.
You can't stop.
We're stopping now for a minute. But we end up with multiple cats, and that's why we're all crazy cat ladies.
And we can't afford it. Basically, that's it. If we're not scared of it, the budget is the stop sign, right? It's like, I can't afford it. Just hands down, I can't afford it. What I really think is really exciting is that we'll be talking about it, is the budget itself. You guys, I think it's going to be so important to really look at what your current budget is for what you're doing. And then at least you have an idea of what it is that you can start. And Emma Rutherford,
Emma's going to give us free. She's going to blow your mind. She's going to give us totally free ways that we can add fresh to our cat's bowls just to improve it. She's also, who's that?
Well, that's my Madison
That's
Grace.
Madison.
She's hunting Annie, who's under
She is
tree.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I like that. Then she's also giving us recipes for those of you guys that are on a budget. You want to feed fresh. You're not necessarily scared of raw, or you are. She's got cooked ones as well. She's going to give us recipes, and we've got tons of recipes, plus a mind-blowing book that is going to be out in May that you can pre-order now, written again by Rodney Habib of Monday Night, and Planet Paws, and Dr. Karen Becker with recipes for your kitties.
And the cool thing about this book, balanced recipes that meet you wherever you are. If it's just about adding in a little bit, if it's about doing a whole complex all the stuff.
Do you like that, Trina? Yeah, pussy magnet, aren't we though?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we've never been to a shelter. It's like the cats just keep coming to us with it. We're just like,
girls.
We thought we were dog people, but cats just keep finding us for 20 years now. So,
well, to be fair, we did find Annie.
Well, yeah, but she found us. I mean, we always find that's how they come, on the side of the road in a ditch somewhere, right?
That's true.
So that's going to be awesome. Now, Friday afternoon, we're going to be live with Steve's Real Food on Instagram at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And that they are actually a fantastic company. And we had to bring them on because it was their interview with us that they did on their page that's that sparked this whole idea, because we had so much fun talking about feeding cats. And they're going to come live with us. They have multiple options. They have freeze dried, they have raw, they've got multiple options for feeding our cats. So
Mr. Milligan,
that's going to be another option for you guys. And you're going to get to hear from the source, right?
Yes.
And then Friday night, we are going live on YouTube and Facebook at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, with none other than Dr. Katie Woodley, the natural pet doctor.
And one of the best cat moms on the planet.
And one of the best cat moms on the planet, cat mom of 3. And we're actually, so we're ending it up with the next biggest question that everyone has, and actually the final, right? So if you're over the fear and you got the budget, or you know how to do it, or you'll learn how to do it yourself, how to improve the food. The biggest question is, how do I get my cat to eat it? Right? So we're covering all the aspects. We're going to end it next week, Friday night, with Dr. Katie Woodley, to give you guys every single trick and tip in the book. We're going to give you step-by-step guides. We are going to tell you exactly how to get your pickiest of the picky kitty from a kitty crack addicted kibble addict to a fresh food diet.
Yep.
And that's going to be it's going to be a whole informative week altogether. And it's going to be super busy for us.
Yes. Which is why we had to jump on tonight and apologize, because there's a lot that goes into like scheduling and doing this and blah, 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 and all the 7 things, while still running our business, our orders
and 5 cats
every day, plus the 5 cats. So we had to jump on, because we know we've been a little AWOL on all of social. To be clear, 5 p.m. Pacific is Facebook only. So the 5 p.m. headliners are Facebook and YouTube. Yes. They will both be streaming live at the same time. And yes, for everyone that's asking, all of the videos will be available except for the TikTok video with BK Pets. Because those live, they don't save them. Every live on Instagram at 1 p.m. Pacific, and every live on Facebook and YouTube at 5 p.m. will live
be evergreen
on those platforms.
Yes.
So you can go back and watch them later.
And the headliners, just so you know, are also going to be on our website. We are going to create a page just for Get Fresh with Your Feline Week, so that anybody can access all of that really quick. It's also in a playlist on YouTube.
Belinda has a great question, and I wanted to bring this up, especially for all the amazing cat parents out there that just participated in the clinical trial that we just did with IPL. She said, do you have any documentation regarding B12 and improving appetite? Yes, there's actually a lot of documentation out there, along with how helpful it was for a lot of cats that were going through IBD, IBS-like symptoms.
In the clinical trial, the 3-month clinical trial, Belinda, that we did with Innovative Pet Lab, the 30 cats that went through the trial, 100% of them showed an appetite improvement. Now that is just our study. That's just the study that we did. Now, if you go and do any research on B12 and appetite, you will find tons of studies. B12 just in general, whether it's the synthetic or the non-synthetic like ours is, both of them are proven to improve appetite.
Yeah. And RB12 is co-branded with Jackson Galaxy. I think that it's such a game changer. Like Jackson says, it's the one supplement you never knew you really needed.
Yeah.
And I feel like for so many, we've talked to rescues and people that work with a lot of cats that are dealing with a number of issues. The great thing about this B12 is it does help with appetite, a number of other issues. I asked my vet about B12 injections and he had never heard of it. So what I love about ours is that it's not an injection. We had to do that with our Mr. Biddles, the shots every week.
Where are you from, Belinda?
B12
injections are like
really what they
very common, very common. And they're the non-synthetic. They are the synthetic version, but
the oral one, it avoids the needles for us cat parents and for our cats. And it's just a simple addition to food. In Massachusetts, I am shocked your vet has never heard of B12 injections.
That's very interesting. I give my cat the B12 Jackson Galaxy.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So Melanie, there's more
that,
so B12 does help, and it has been proven to help with IBD, but there's more involved than just B12 when it comes to irritable bowel disease in cats. And that's what we just did the entire clinical trial on. So you have to reach out to us. We'll give you all the information. It's going to be mind boggling and great. IBD is never cured overnight. It's also never cured with symptomatic treatment of drugs. So we can correct that gut. It just takes time and diligence, a good diet, and great nutrition.
Yeah, but reach out to us because we have some resources I think that could be really helpful in helping to pinpoint what is going on. It's like IPL, the testing that can be done now.
Thank you, Erin.
Is really, really incredible. And extra excited to be able to invite all those parents from that study. It was an uncontrolled study, so we couldn't say, oh my goodness, these are the symptoms. Food is foundational. Please switch up the diet. We trusted the scientists and did not interfere in that. But now we really want to help all those parents that are ready to make a change in the diet and kind of help that foundation. It's going to be very exciting for them to take the next step.
I'm going to throw our text number in the comments over here on YouTube and Facebook so that you guys have
us a text.
Yeah, so you can shoot us a text. Oh my goodness. So this is just and actually I want to shout out to I need a B52. So I want to shout out to I forget what I was saying. I was going to shout out.
Damn it, Susan, with your B52 jokes.
Threw me off. Shout out to all of our participants for the clinical trial, since we're throwing that in there because we got some questions about IBD here. All of our participants we have sent a personal invite to join next week for Get Fresh with Your Feline Week, because the clinical trial showed improvement with not every single cat, but the overwhelming majority of the cats in the clinical trial showed improvement with just our supplement kit, right? But we know, and it hurt our hearts to decide that we would go through with the clinical trial without coaching anyone on diet, because food is foundational.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
but we understand the importance of an uncontrolled study.
We understand the importance of it because we needed to test the supplements and how they help with the gut. So 3 months, no change of diet. These kitties showed improvement, which is fantastic. But now you guys can get to the real. You guys can really help improve that overall gut health if we switch up the diet too.
And
right?
It's true. It's like Jay always says, a lot of people says this, you can't out supplement a bad diet. So it's wonderful that this clinical trial showed improvement, and that's wonderful, but there's so much more that can be done. And this is really exciting.
Yes.
Just the timing of this, because the clinical trial was supposed to be a couple months earlier, and then Jay came up with this idea a month ago. So everything just kind of aligned at the same time. So I really feel like the timing of this is really exciting.
It is so right. It just feels so right, guys.
So good.
I feel so good. I'm just,
we're so excited.
We're just so excited.
We're so nervous.
We are nervous. We're nervous. And what does your pink sweatshirt say? Cat mother, wine lover. That's right.
This is really exciting because these really are our mentors, and they're such busy people. When Jay had this idea, it was like, shoot for the stars. Let's ask the A team. Let's see who we could get.
And some of these people we're close with, like we stay in touch with, like say Rodney Habib and Susan Thixton and Emma Rutherford, right? Like we stay in touch with all.
We have relationships,
but we have relationships with them, but we know how busy their schedules are. So we don't ask them to join us for something unless it's big. And I like Susan Dixon and Rodney, I told them, I was like, and goodness, guys, Rodney has been promising us for a long time that he's going to do.
We were supposed to go to Nova Scotia before the pandemic.
And he's, I mean, when I'm talking about busy and we think we're busy, he doesn't even sleep. Nope. Like he is just constantly doing everything that he can do to change the world of pet health consistently. And for him to take a bit of his time and come live to the cat community for our cat community and speak to you guys.
You get what we're
You
nervous?
don't even understand how big it is. You cannot even understand how big this is.
Yeah.
So
we're nervous because we've got a very finite amount of time to extract as much knowledge and value as we can.
Yes.
For all of us to learn and grow together.
Yes.
And it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be amazing. These people are just incredible, and they're so kind to take the time to do this, because this is really one of those things. Kind of go back to the thing about cats. It's like everything's fine until it's not, and the power of food is such a big thing.
Yeah.
And I get the fear part of it. It's like many of you guys know, when Jay was ready to switch over to raw food, when Scotch had kidney disease, it's 5 years ago yesterday that he passed. I told her that she was going to.
Oh gosh, then it's been like 8 years because we started feeding
them. It has been 8
in,
years.
Yeah.
The thing
so
about
we've been
it, though,
feeding
is
raw for 8 years.
I told her that she was going to kill our cats. I was so scared of it. And so I know that there's a huge hump to get over. And then it's the money, right? It's like, we can't afford gas this week, and you want to go to the butcher shop and pick up gizzards. Like, what? Right? So there's so much about this week that I feel is really going to meet people where they're at. And the smallest difference, the smallest change can make such a big difference.
And the reason that we're doing this, so
excited.
Like normally when you do a summit like this, you have, even if you're going to do it for free, you have some kind of sign up, and everybody signs up, and then they go to a specific one place. We wanted no barriers whatsoever, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get out where everything is and how you can find it, and all that. So we're just like, go to YouTube, because you'll find the headliners on YouTube. But it's like, our only goal for this is to change the world, right? Our only goal, I could cry, is to help your cats live as long as possible. I am going to cry.
I know.
I'm going to cry. You're going to cry.
Well, because we've done this. I'm just saying, you guys, this is the thing. It's like, knowledge is power. And when you realize, you guys have all been in that situation where you're asking yourself, what should, or you learn something, and you're like, this week is just going to be a place to learn something and maybe start something. It's, it's
in tiny little baby steps. In any way possible. We just feel so inspired to share with you guys all of the information that we know, instead of tits. I said tits again. instead of tidbits instead of in little tidbits of information in our cat tips and little short videos. We wanted to inspire cat parents across the globe, everywhere, give you guys real actual advice and tangible
not
ways.
From us, from people that can really show you, show you the science, show you the all the stuff that surrounds this, why it's so important for cats, why you don't need to be scared,
right? What options you have available, how you can do this for free, how you can do it on a budget, how you can do it yourself, and how to actually transition your cats to get them to eat it. So we feel like we're covering, in a 5-day period, we're covering all the bases of how to improve your cat's bowl, and that is what we want to do. That's all we want to do.
Yes.
So if you guys get through the next week, the only thing that we ask of you is, if you get through the next week and you make a change, let us know.
Lisa, when does this start? Hi, Lisa. This starts Monday, this Monday,
2 days from now, 5 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube and Facebook every evening, 1 p.m. On Instagram, except for Monday, which is on TikTok. Where we're just going to be bringing you guys more options during the day, but the big ones, all of the how-to, that's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook every evening.
I hope we can keep it straight. Watch us show up on random platforms and be like, "Oh my God, where's our guest?"
I'm like, you should see my to-do list. I'm like, okay, can't forget to do this, and then I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I should write out this. And
very funny, Angela. Very crazy.
So anyway, we just wanted to jump on and say that we're so excited. We apologize for not being on social media much this week. We have literally been preparing for next week, and today we're like, we haven't even showing up. Who even knows what's going on next week? So We love you guys so much. Thank you for being amazing cat parents.
And think about it too. If you're already a fresh feeder, but you have friends that lead down the all day buffet or are going through health issues with their kitties, please invite them to come join this, or let them know where they can watch it later, because I really think that these the people that are going to be joining us, they're going to be meeting people wherever they're at, and it's going to make a positive impact.
They truly have taught us not just how to improve our cats' lives, but they have taught us how to lead with kindness. And that is, so they have made us literally into the two crazy cat ladies that we are today. And so we're so grateful that they're taking, we're so grateful that they're taking out their time. But if you guys think that we're cool, wait till you meet them. They're way cooler than us.
And if you think we're not, blame them.
Okay, we love you guys so much. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Monday.
Okay? Love you guys.
Bye, guys.